Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our sponsor spotlight for the Black Insurance Industry Collective. Today, we have Damon Hart with us from Liberty Mutual. Damon is the Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer and Secretary at Liberty Mutual. Thank you, Damon. We are so happy to have you here with us today.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Can you please tell us about yourself and your many roles at Liberty Mutual?
Sure. Well, I just recently became corporate secretary as of January 1 of this year. I, as of January last year, became chief legal officer, which really is an amazing job. This is the best job I ever had. Also the hardest job that I ever had. It's like what makes it great is also what makes it challenging, and that is just the breadth of it, the breadth of issues. We're a global insurance business. We're in 20 or plus countries. The legal department is the company itself is in about 30 countries. We're in all 50 states in the US. And we sell every type of insurance every way that can be sold. So we can insure a rickshaw in India or a satellite in the in the atmosphere, right? Circling the Earth. So you could just imagine all the different legal issues that come up with that type of business. So it keeps me very much on my toes. I love to learn. I love to learn new things. I love to take on new challenges. And I found that specifically at Liberty and, in the insurance industry as a whole. Prior to that, I was in law firms, did about 15 years in big law, a couple different national firms I was a partner at, and came to Liberty about 9 years ago. They just keep giving me new and different things to do. So it's been a wonderful experience.
And I can definitely tell that you're happy where you're at. So that's always awesome to see in here.
Yeah, it's good.
Switch it over to BIIC. What made Liberty Mutual decide to become one of the founding sponsors of BIIC?
Yeah, so, Liberty is committed to advancing professionals, Black professionals in insurance. I think, first of all, it's just another outlet to get the story out that it's a great industry to work in. And part of it is that diversity of different types of jobs, different things that you can do from claims work that's, in underwriting that's more traditional, to, very sophisticated IT work, to, work in our talent and enterprise services space. Legal department. Every insurance company has a huge legal department because there's such a legal and technical type of product. So Liberty's, consistent with what we're trying to do to increase representation, to increase exposure. It's well aligned with our vision as a company. Our DEI plans are, we've been at it for a while. We're certainly making progress. There's more progress to be made in this space. And so we're just looking to partner with like-minded organizations that can help us tell the story of what you can do and what you can be in insurance. I've got kids. I got one in college and one in high school. And when they hear some of the things I get to do and some of the people I get to work with, they're like, wow, I didn't know that insurance companies had all of that. And so it's really exciting for me to get to talk about what we do as a company and all the different types of work you can do in this industry. And so this group is very much aligned with that mission.
That's really good. It's from someone who didn't come from the insurance field. I will say I'm definitely surprised at everything that has to do with insurance. So that's definitely inspiring and very eye-opening.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's a two-way exposure. We need to be exposed to more Black talent wherever they may be, and they need to be exposed to what we can do and what you can do at an insurer like Liberty Mutual. So it's a great opportunity to work with the collective and get that story out and, create more avenues for that two-way exposure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do you see the mission and work of BIIC influencing the industry?
Well, I think it's interesting because the insurance industry has a bit of a uphill battle, and we've talked a little bit about it so far in terms of our employment brand. Like, what is it like to work for an insurance company? If you would have asked me when I was in college, I would have thought it was kind of bland, dry, drudgery type of work. So I think having this connection helps us tell the story that it's all of these different types of jobs. It's exciting. You can have a career. You can do a lot of different types of things. You can learn different things. Some of the things that hit my desk, I'm like, wow, I would have never thought I would have been working on these types of issues. So I think, the collective is helping to bring the insurers together to tell that story and to make it well known that there are great. First of all, we're looking for you. We want Black talent, and we want to create avenues for you to have a successful career here. It's actually pretty exciting.
Okay, so does Liberty Mutual currently have any internal initiatives that focus solely on Black workforce executives or just Black talent in general?
Yeah, we've got a few. So I'll take the kind of executive level Black talent. We do have an in-house Black Executive Council, which is a group that meets monthly. It kind of formed grassroots. But now we've actually brought them into our employee resource group, which is called LEADA, which is Liberty Employees of African Descent and Allies. LEADA, it's an acronym. We love acronyms.
I like it.
Insurance. But LEADA is an amazing organization. So bringing this particular group that focuses on the executive level into LEADA has been great, and it's been very productive. And more broadly, we've got a lot going on in the DEI space, and both internally and externally. And I'm proud that Liberty really wants to be a leader in this space. It's not just about us; it's about the whole industry. And as I said, kind of making progress.
Awesome. Can you talk about some other initiatives related to Liberty Mutual that they're currently implementing internally or externally?
Sure. We've got, as I mentioned, we've got a very active and engaging and powerful employee resource group. We've got a number of them that cover a bunch of different affinity groups. And so there's a lot of collaboration there across the board. Liberty is focused, as I said, we have a long way to go as an industry and as a company in terms of, what really good representation looks like. And we're very laser focused on that. We have representation goals across that don't really live within DE&I. They live in the business. These goals are really important and embedded in the way that we do business. We're involved in a lot of outside stuff. Just in my own group within legal, we're involved in a lot of affinity bar associations, the National Bar, National Hispanic Bar, a bunch of different bar organizations to really kind of be outward looking. And I see that as kind of doing our part in the industry, but also helping to really represent the brand of Liberty. We're very active in the Executive Leadership Council, which is out of Washington, D.C. I really, one of my favorite things that I did in the past couple of years was being on the big national conference, which I think I was just amazed at how they were able to do that remote. It was a pretty amazing experience. Dr. Tiffany Dotson is involved with think tank Lead 360, which is a collaborative incubator. They just had a big program in DC at Georgetown at the business school there. That was in the fall. We've got a partnership with Howard University. I was very proud to be involved in the launching of that program with Howard. And, it's about, identifying the next generation of Black talent and really engaging with the students. I'm going to be hiring one of those students into the legal department coming up this summer. So it'll be her second summer at Liberty Mutual, which is a great experience. We're very involved in the National Black MBA Association, which is an amazing organization. We host a lot of events here. We also have a big presence at the national conference. The National African American Insurance Association. We're engaged in that. I had a chance to speak at one of their regional events for the Philadelphia chapter a couple months ago. It was a great experience. A really great close-knit community that really helps each other grow. We work here locally in Boston with the Men of Color group, and we host the men's dinner group here at Liberty. And actually, personally, I just got off of a call. My 9 to 11 call was, we have a group of executives. It's called the Men's Discussion Group, and it's a great privilege to be part of this group. Basically, it's 6 white executives and 6 Black executives. And we get together monthly, and we just talk about our experiences around race, what's going on in the country. And we've been meeting for over 3 years, and we just welcomed a new group of executives into this group. And it's just powerful because it started off just us real small, but it's grown to be this thing where we're talking about, how do we lead in times like this, given what's going on in the week that you have, where you deal with all these issues, and then you have to lead a big organization of several thousand people? Or how do we move the dial collectively at Liberty Mutual? So there's a lot going on that I'm really proud of, and makes me feel like we're on the right path.
Definitely, definitely. As you stated earlier, the industry has a long way to go, but based off of what you have discussed already, Liberty Mutual is definitely on the right track. So thank you so much for sharing, your story and everything that Liberty Mutual is doing in the realm of BIIC and DEI.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate the chance to talk about it. I hope you can tell I'm passionate about this stuff.
I can definitely tell it. That's the energy that we all need. So thank you all for joining us today for our sponsor spotlight. Once again, I'm Amy Cole Smith, Director of Diversity of Institutes. And today we had the pleasure of speaking with Damon Hart, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer and Secretary at Liberty Mutual. We will see you next time for our next BIIC Sponsor Spotlight. See you later.